Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's TAG97 again. Hope all are doing very well today. We'll be going over the Smith&Wesson M&P 380 Shield Easy. And also, guys, do not forget I have Instagram as well. To go to my Instagram, go down to the links and find the social media links. Find it once it's Instagram, hit that link, and also smash that follow button to get anything that's exclusively for Instagram or to keep up with the YouTube channel, because I always update my Instagram every day, especially if something comes up. So due to the pandemic and everything going on, work-wise too, I may be suffering due to everything going on in my personal life. I may be having some issues putting out video content for next week. I don't know yet, but I'm doing the best I can, and please have patience with me. I also want to thank my viewers, subscribers, and of course my Patreon donors. Without you guys' love, support, and donations towards the channel, it would never be big as it is today, and everything else that is happening on this channel. Without your support, it could not happen. Also want to thank the lender of today's firearm, Anthony. Thank you yet again, brother, for lending your firearm, and let's get started. Okay, so let's get into the educational part of this video, or better known as the specifications. So with that being said, I do need to go over one disclaimer real quick. So not all models of the Smith&Wesson M&P 380 Shield Easy come with a manual thumb safety. There are two options. You can have it with it and without it. And speaking of safeties, you have a grip safety that requires about maybe a 2-pound pressure for that trigger to actually work. You also have a pigtail rail in the front, so you can attach a Surefire, Streamlight, or any type of other laser light combos. And what I also found out, this is actually a true hammered fire. When I disassembled, I actually found out it has a real hammer that works. I thought it was striker fired, so that was pretty interesting to find out. So that being said, let's go over the basic specs of this handgun. So they designed it for easy shooting for older people or young shooters, or just anyone that's starting out into firearms, to make it very easy, comfortable to shoot, and very fun. So if you have any type of struggling issues or racking the slide, just reloading, Smith&Wesson took their time putting all these different efforts to make it easy for you. So I'll get into that a little bit more in detail. Let's talk about the length real quick. So it's very thin, as you can see, very slim profile. The overall length of it is going to be leaving you at 6.7 inches. And that barrel length roughly is going to be leaving you at 3.7. So in my opinion, this is a very good concealed carry for probably almost anyone. Very slim, small, and it gets the job done when you need a firearm on you. Okay, so let's get into the interesting part of this video. Let's talk about the magazines that come with this firearm, the ammo we use in today's video, and the best recommended grain by me and experts in the gun community that I talk to. So since we're talking about those subjects, I'm going to extract a magazine and put this firearm to the side, because it's not necessary to talk about at this time. So you get two of these stainless steel magazines. They remind me of the M&P Compact 22 that has the thumb stud to the side to pull down that spring so it's easy to load. Now, for someone that is experienced with firearms, especially with me, when it comes to loading like thousands and thousands of rounds at a time, I don't really need that. I'm so used to using my thumbs as pushing down rounds and just going off of that. But for someone that may have arthritis or other disability where they struggle to push something down or just grab overall, this is probably a big helper for them. So I think that's really awesome that Smith&Wesson made a design for people that have problems with reloading. And since we're done with talking about that, let's talk about the ammo we used in today's video, which was Winchester. Big surprise, right? And I'll show you a picture real quick. So we use Winchester 95 grain full metal jackets, very recommended by me for sure. I love Winchester. I've been using Winchester for many years, and for many videos that you've been seeing on my YouTube channel, you obviously know that I love Winchester. Now let's talk about the grainage to be using with most 380s. So the best recommended grain for target practice and self-defense, full metal jacket, hollow points, doesn't matter, is between 88 grain and 120 grain. Anything in between that should be fine. I wouldn't want to go anything less than 88 grain because this projectile is already light enough. So try to stay a little bit more heavier when it comes to 380 rounds. Okay, so let's go over my favorite part of the video, the trigger poundage test. So with that being said, I extracted the magazine and I also made sure that the chamber is clear before we begin this test. Also, something that I did not mention at the beginning of the video, that there is a round indicator on top of the slide, so you can run your fingers across. If you feel any bump, instead of being nice and smooth, you know that there's a round inside the chamber, just in case you don't have enough light outside or inside to know that there's a round inside your chamber. So with that being said, I'm going to show you that the trigger poundage test tool is zeroed, and let's begin applying pressure to that trigger to find out what the poundage is. Now I did see on a website that says roughly 4.5 or 5 pounds. Oh, so that one I got slightly above 4.5. I'm going to do that test one more time to make sure that we're getting a correct estimation. So I'm going to put it back on 0 as you see. I'm going to try one more time, find a sweet spot on that trigger. I'm going to start slowly pulling yet again until we hear that very distinct click. There's that click again. Okay, so that time I got basically exactly 5-ish. It's slightly under it. It could just be the test tool. Now keep in mind the trigger poundage test tool is not going to give you 100% accuracy. It's just an estimation to show you where your trigger is at. Okay, so let's wrap up these specifications with the weight of the firearm and the MSRP. So this handgun is going to be leaving you roughly at 1.15 pounds and conversion ounces is 18.5. So that being said, like I said earlier in the video too, it's very small, compact, and extremely light if you ask me. Especially if you're concealed carrying it, it's something that you won't really notice when you're carrying it. Reminds me of my wife's Glock 43X, extremely light. Also keep in mind, depends on the grain that you're carrying too, it can change the weight ratio just slightly, not by much, but you may notice it depending on what you're carrying. So the MSRP. So on the Smith&Wesson website, it says it's roughly $428. Now I have seen it on other websites where it's a little bit cheaper, not by much, but just slightly. Also depends if you're going to a mom and pop shop as well. You may be getting higher price or lower. It always depends on where you go to shop for your firearms. Okay, so since we're done talking about specifications, let's get into how I personally feel overall about this firearm. Now, anytime I do any type of firearm product review on here, when I talk about the negativity part, it's not that I'm bashing the company. It's just my own personal preferences and opinions, and it's not like I'm trying to put the company down or make them look bad. It's just how I personally feel, and that's how it is, all right? So don't get upset about it. Just take it with a grain of salt if you don't agree with me. So personally, I've never been a big fan of grip safeties. Now, I know you're saying I have a 1911, it has a grip safety. Yeah, but with other firearms besides 1911, I'm not a big fan of grip safeties. I never have, and I don't think I ever will. That's just personal preference, so not a big fan of that. And the rear sight, where they decide to put the adjustment for the sight or to tighten it up, it's in a very convenient spot, but from what I heard, rumors of other people saying that it occasionally will become loose, and I don't know why. But personally, with me shooting it, I have not dealt with that, so I can't say that's 100% true, but from what I heard, that is an issue. Other than that, I have not dealt with any other problems with this firearm, which is a big shocker because I thought there was going to be a lot. And if you're asking why, it's just because I always hear negative stuff in other YouTube channels. Personally, when I shot it, it was fine, and it did exactly what I thought it would. Put rounds down range and hit targets. So this firearm is very compact, and we're talking about the positive part now. So it's very compact, sleek design, very thin, extremely light, durable, easy to disassemble, and very easy to operate. So for people that are older, that struggle with firearms or handguns in particular, that they struggle to load, handle, or just shoot it because of arthritis or any other disability that they got over time with age. And for new shooters too that have never shot a handgun or they only been shooting a .22, this is a nice step up for you. And I truly believe that this will definitely help you move up to higher calibers for sure. So I'm really happy that Smith&Wesson has been taking their time into making firearms that are easier for other people to shoot besides experienced shooters like myself. So I think that's really cool for them to get outside that realm and start helping other categories of shooters. Okay, so let's get into everyone's favorite subject of the video, the shooting compilation. If you did make it this far and you did skip, I always recommend you go back to learn the specifications, especially if you're interested in buying this firearm. If not, no worries. Just make sure you do me the solid and hit that like button and of course subscribe, because I love getting that notification pop up on my phone saying that you guys are subscribing. It makes my day, it makes me smile, and it just gives me like an energy boost. I don't know how to explain it. It's just very happy to see that you guys are liking the content that I'm putting out. So I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's watch what you've been waiting for, and I hope you enjoy the video. So as you see, the Smith&Wesson M&P 380 Shield Easy is definitely an awesome handgun. I had a blast shooting it. Very sexy design, reliable, and most importantly, puts lead on target. And that's all I really ask for when it comes to handguns. So it's definitely TAG97 improved, and I'm very happy with it. What an awesome gun, seriously. I had a very good time shooting it. It was easy to adapt, overcome kind of thing. And I believe almost anyone can shoot this handgun with ease. So experienced shooters, you shouldn't have an issue with shooting this. Beginning shooters, this should be definitely recommended to you for a 380. And I'm never really a big fan of 380. I always rather go with 9, but for 380, it definitely was an awesome gun to shoot. I'm very happy with it. I do want to show you the accuracy real quick. So at 7 yards, it took 3 rounds to the best of my ability, and the same thing at 25 yards. Keep in mind, I'm looking for grouping and accuracy while shooting any type of firearm on this channel. Doesn't mean I'm always going to hit the X, because every firearm grip is different and placement of the trigger, so it always really depends. But as you see, it's just an awesome handgun overall. I'm very happy with it, and I think you will too if you ever buy this. So if you did make it this far, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe, because that's always highly appreciated. I got nothing more for y'all. I love y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy. I catch you next time, and thank you so much for watching.